We are back. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, all right, we're back with Bright Minded Live with Miley. And I guess you can officially be my co-host. Bo, short for Rainbow. Mwah. Thank you guys for bearing with us. The service went out in my entire area and they were badass and got over here and fixed the problem so I could go live with you guys. We could talk about some optimism, positivity, hardcore happiness. So that was badass. Today, I want to welcome everybody back to Bright Minded Live with Miley. Today is going to be one spectacular episode. Not just because of the incredible female lineup, including Reese frickin' Witherspoon, Hillary frickin' Duff, BB frickin' Rexa, and Dua frickin' Lipa. And these women have way more in common than just their middle name. The power they radiate, the love that they resonate, light they illuminate. Bottom line, they are just badass. So Bright Minded is about communication, discussion, honesty, relating to each other in times of uncertainty, which brings comfort and unity. It's also about being unapologetically yourself, letting your identity shine. And so today I just want to ask my girl fans, followers, and viewers if they have experienced their first, or maybe even more than that, since some countries have been on lockdown longer than my own. Have you experienced your first pandemic period? Okay, so here's the tea. A few days ago, I started my period. No tampons in the entire house. It felt like I had stocked up on every other necessity but this. And so a gloved and masked Miley headed out to the store where I was greeted with empty aisle on empty aisle. Then I got to the ghost town that they call the feminine needs section. Yeah, I repeat, this is a need. Aunt Flo is not invited. She knows we're social distancing right now, but just like all aunts do, here she comes, unwanted and unannounced. And here I am in a crisis with a crisis. They're out of tampons. The scraps were huge, uncomfortable, and basically adult diapers. And so again, Bright Minded is about accepting that even though we're social distancing, we're still connected. And I thought that I can't be the only one experiencing this. So I asked some other girls in my life, and there wasn't one who wasn't complaining about the fact that the leftovers were either grody or too expensive, and don't even think about ordering online because they're going to charge you for it. So that's when I reached out to Lola, who believes that this too shall pass, and until it does, they're here for you. Look how cute this is. Lola, female-owned brand. This too shall pass, and until it does, we're here for you. Look at this packaging. So cute. Organic cotton, BPA-free, no synthetic fibers, no fragrance and dyes, no chlorine bleach. So way better alternative. And so I reached out to Lola, and they had already sent out 400,000 products across the country through their amazing partner, I Support the Girls Today. I'm proud to announce that now I am partnering with Lola to donate 100,000 tampons, pads, and liners to emergency shelters right here in Los Angeles. Lola is a female-founded brand that offers high-quality period and sexual wellness products with ingredients that I feel really good about. So I just want to thank you, Lola, so much for your contribution. And now, my first of 4 incredible women will be Reese Witherspoon. So, I'm going to get Reese now.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to talk to someone with usually as much energy as I do. I can just like feel your energy just coming through the screen right now, and I'm just so happy to have you on Bright Minded.
Oh, thank you. I love that you're doing this. It's so great. And I saw you talking to your mom earlier. I love your mom. She's the cutest.
My mom is the cutest, and you know, I am a total talker, so this comes naturally to have a talk show. And I have looked up to you since I was little. And so there's just so much that I want to say, but mostly I just want to listen. And so I just mostly wanted to ask you and your family, how have you been staying bright in these dark times?
Oh my goodness. Well, I definitely have like good days and bad days. I think just any kind of adjustment to a new normal it's totally fine to feel however you want to feel. Like at first I was trying to get everything organized and go, okay, I got to do all the shopping. I got to get recipes. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? And then I was like, just relax. It's going to be okay. If you get nothing done all day and you just do a puzzle, that's okay.
And in your situation, that's something, you know, different from mine. All I have to do is take care of my 4 dogs and myself. And
but that's a lot. That's a lot.
It is a lot, especially I just got a new puppy. I'll show you. This is Bo, short for Rainbow.
Oh, hi. Is it a German Shepherd?
Major paws. A little German Shepherd mix. He was at a rescue. And so by rescuing him, they were able to free up one more space in the shelter for more dogs. So I'm super,
oh my God,
super
that's
stoked.
so sweet.
He's so cute. And, you know, so taking care of a family is a lot of work. And also, I guess, explaining to, you know, kids also this situation that's happening, because I don't have much explaining to do with my dogs. They actually love this because I'm unable to leave them for hours. So what's a conversation, because I know that people watching my show, it's not just all younger people, but it's even like older siblings as well, like having this conversation with my little sister. How do you have a situation, like a conversation about this kind of, how do you have a conversation about what's happening right now?
Well, you know, I have a conversation. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 16-year-old and I have a 20-year-old. So my daughter came home from college. She's doing college online now here at the house. She had all this independence, right? And she was living her own life. And now she can't see her friends. She's doing online classes. And my 16-year-old son, you know, is here at home. He can't see his girlfriend. He's feeling really isolated. And then I have a 7-year-old who's so happy because his 16-year-old brother and sister are home all day. But like, I think a lot about people who are coming home from college or coming home. That's a time where you are trying to individuate, right? You have to actually kind of move away from your parents' ideas. You have to move away from their structure, their routine, create your own. And now you're having to go backwards. And that must be so frustrating, you know, to lose that independence. And I try to just be patient, you know, and they try to be patient with me. But, you know, we're only on day 11. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think any of us really do. I was thinking about, you know, you always have great choices, whether they're like in the movies you choose or TV shows you choose. Are there any like movies or TV shows or books or music that has been keeping you occupied? Do you have any recommendations?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have like a whole list of movies that you have to see in your life, like that are really important. Like some of them, like Thelma and Louise, if you've never seen Thelma and Louise. It's amazing. Raising Arizona is an amazing movie. We watched Mrs. Doubtfire the other night.
I love Mrs. Doubtfire. I've also watched Flubber. It's one of my favorites.
Flubber. I haven't heard that one. Okay. Overboard with Goldie Hawn is one of my favorites.
Yes.
I can't. It's so good.
The best.
And Defending Your Life is a really great movie that I really love. Yeah.
That is such an awesome list, and I'm like so stoked. So I'm gonna like watch all these, and it's gonna give me so much to do. I was thinking about TV shows and movies and how they keep us company in times that we're alone, and not just in this climate with social distancing, but during heartbreak, or like even when I was a kid, I wanted to sleep with the TV on because just like the light and sound of humans on my screen would make me feel less scared of the dark. And so I guess that's why hotels usually have movies, is because, you know, they when you're traveling alone or you're staying somewhere unfamiliar, movies and TV give us a sense of comfort. So I guess it's that we see people we relate to, or we fantasize being more like them. So it takes us away from the now, puts us into the world that's displayed on our screen. So I just wanted to ask you, before you pick a role, do you think about that? Do you think about the audience, or do you pick roles like that you relate to the character, or you want to be more like that character, or maybe there's a piece of you that relates to the character that you don't really get to use in your real life that you're like, yes, I can bring this side of me out. Like, I'm sure you get offers all the time. How do you choose your roles?
Well, no, I always think about the audience first, because I remember growing up in Tennessee. Shout out Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee, y'all. And just going to the movies and feeling like I could escape. And even if it was like super hot outside and it was cold inside a movie theater, and I got to
Yeah.
watch another world. And that's why I love books and I love movies. And so I always think, like, what will the audience? I try not to make a lot of depressing things. I find like if people have 2 hours of their life that they either have to get a babysitter or organize their life around, like, do you want to watch something that like depresses you or brings you down? Or do you want to watch either something that starts a conversation or just makes you happy? You know, that's kind of how I think about it.
That's really interesting that that's your answer, because that's actually kind of my next question. I was going to tell you that I believe that thoughts and attention just determine how we feel. So if we're thinking sad things, we're going to be sad. Happy, we're going to be happy. That's why what we're going to choose to watch at this time is so important. Like choosing Legally Blonde over Contagion would be a much better idea. So when you feel like you're going to slide into an anxious loop, do you have any advice or exercises that you would share, even if it's just as simple as like hug one of your kids when you feel yourself going to that anxious place?
Yeah, well, I hug my kids or I FaceTime. I have like 5 girlfriends and I'll just text any one of them and we try to connect every day, or I'll FaceTime my mom. My mom is she's human joy. She's just,
Yeah.
she reminds me a lot of your mom too, because she just, everything, you have to see positivity. You have to create that in your life. I'm reading this really amazing book that talks about everything you say out loud that is negative has a 10 times effect on your body, but everything you say positive only has a 4 or 5 times effect. So think about that, like how heavy negative words or heavy expression or being around people who have negative self-talk or negative talk about other people, it just brings you down. So I try to
why is that? I was just talking yesterday about why are bad habits so easy and good habits are so hard. Like when you get on a good strike, like I'm working out, I'm eating well, you feel like 3 days is 3 years, and then bad habits just creep in, and it's so easy to have bad habits.
I know. I have some chocolate chip cookies downstairs with peanut butter, and they call my name all day long.
I have a s'mores bar in there that's doing the exact same thing.
And I'm like, I got to get rid of these cookies, but they're so delicious.
There's only one way to get rid of them.
Well, that's true. And then I could just eat them and then I'd be done.
And then they're gone.
And then it's over.
I see behind you that you got like your very, very cute like stripe and different patterns, and I'm super into that. We've been talking a lot on my show about like how even rearranging a room that you already had with all the materials that you have now, just like moving a chair, like moving the table to a different space, or just like rearranging things that you already have to create a new space is so important. And I know that interior design is something that's been really like important to you. So how important is it? Like, what would you say your style is with interior design, and like how does that marry into your fashion sense and your personality? Like, how do you make a room look like Reese?
Well, I think it's really important to designate space, right? So my husband and I are both working from home, and all 3 kids are doing school online. So everybody has a room that has a little area, and there's a privacy sign there. So when the privacy sign is on or your headphones are on, like you can't interrupt. You have to have rules. Like every society has rules, and it's really important to post them on the wall for your family. Just so we respect each other's space, because it's just some people, I get really irritable if people interrupt me while I'm reading. So I have to be really thoughtful that express it not in a nasty way. I'm like, if I have my headphones on, can you just ask me if it's okay? So I know it's just a lot, but I love calm space. I love blue and white because I have a whole retail business called Draper James that I would love to talk to you about, female founders and what's going on with small business right now.
I would love to hear about that. We talked about that a couple days ago, just about I thought a cool idea was buying gift certificates to places that you know you're going to go when society gets back to norm. So like if you have your local salon that's female owned, you know you're getting that haircut, you know you're getting your hair colored, get a gift certificate, use it when things are back to normal, because they can use that money to pay their employees and their bills right now.
Yeah, totally. That's such great advice. And I would add on to that that if you have a brand that you love, a lot of their big orders from the big department stores are getting canceled and they're sitting there holding all this stuff. So
Yep.
if you can go directly to their websites, whether, that's like Rebecca Minkoff or Loeffler Randall or Doan or, there's so many of these great places. And also there's female owned bookstores like Parnassus in Nashville or Books Are Magic in Brooklyn. If you can call them directly and just say, hey, can I get it from you, not from like a big brand? That might really make such a difference for these people who, you know, after a month, it's really, really hard. That was like one of the first most impacted thing was women owned businesses, people, small business, even like a bakery. Like it's so important to support people.
I agree, and that is super great advice. So going direct to the female-owned shops, not ordering through larger corps or online, but going directly to them. That's awesome advice.
And also
And
there's
one thing I wanted.
oh, sorry.
Oh, go for
Just,
it.
I wanted to tell
No,
you,
go for it.
I'll follow up after this and give you a link to the Female Founders Fund so you can find all these businesses, including Lola that you talked about this morning. Just amazing female-owned businesses you can help.
You had that on your Instagram also, and you're kind of like always posting. So if people follow you, I've seen that before, so they can find that through your Instagram. Because right now, I think that's so important that we be supporting local. I did the same thing when I got my puppy. Instead of going to one of the bigger pet stores that I knew would be open later and there would be less people, I went to one of the smaller mom and pops, and it ended up being like $200 worth of food and 2 bones and all those kind of things that it takes to have a dog. And I could just see how much that made the owners, life right now, because he depends on it for if he's going to be able to keep his business open. So it's really good to support smaller businesses at this time. And since we were talking about interior design, I want to talk about exterior also, because I didn't know if you knew that Madeline Martha McKenzie and Hannah Montana lived in the same house,
What?
maybe even at the same time. So there might be a plot twist here that you actually had a roommate that you lived with Hannah Montana.
Oh my God. I knew that house from somewhere.
We live in the same house. So plot twist, Madeline McKenzie, Hannah Montana are roomies.
Such good vibes at that house.
Such good vibes. I want to thank you so much. You're the best roommate and the best guest anyone could ever have on the show. I want to thank you for your advice. Thank you for your time. Hug your family for me, and thank you for being such a light.
I love you, Miley. You're the best. Keep putting out your beautiful energy into the world.
Thank you so much, Reese. Hope
Okay.
to talk to you soon. See you in Nashville.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was cool as fuck. Okay. Kept the language to a minimum with Reese. Gotta have some respect. Okay. So now, our next guest, I have to breathe. Because our next guest, I stan. Like, I stan. Like, I stan, pre-stan, stan. So, okay. I gotta cool it. The guest on this is, okay, the next guest is on the list of reasons why I wanted to become a singer and an actress. So basically, like, my list is Joan Jett, Debbie Harry, Stevie Nicks, and Hillary Duff, which I have tried to become some sort of mosaic of. So before I bring on the queen of my universe, the apple of my eye, the ruler of my heart, I want to, before I bring on the queen of the universe, apple of my eye, ruler of my heart, I want to roll a clip. This is me receiving a call from Hillary Duff like a million years ago. I was completely shooketh. Literally, I started quaking. I also screamed, holy mole. And the most hilarious piece of the clip is not the fact that I have a belt over my t-shirt, which was a thing, but I was a self-proclaimed good girl. Okay, guys, so roll the clip. Okay, just kidding. No one rolls the clip. I have to, because this is not a real talk show. Here we go. Volume's low. We're going to fix it in the edit. Okay. So I am going to dial in the queen, Hillary Duff. I mean, seriously, she's like the reason that I wanted to do any of this. So I'm going to call Hillary. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm getting the same quakes like I did in 2004.
Oh my God, are we in?
I'm shaking.
Hold on, is this working?
It's working perfect.
Wow, I'm so tech challenged. I can't believe that this is real. Hi, lady.
That makes two of us. I can't believe this is real.
I feel like you're making mountains move to make this show work right now. I'm so impressed.
I literally am. It's been actually kind of insane, especially with you and I both having our Wi-Fi issues.
Oh, Spectrum need to come through right now. Come on, Spectrum.
I know, same here. And so it went down in my area, but I'm all good. But I've had so many people want to do the show because I think we're all like relating at the same time through everyone that's watching, everyone that's joined. We're all going through the exact same experience right now. And it's just really cool to hear how each person is handling this experience individually. And you and Reese are kind of the first people I've talked to with kids and what it's like being like in your house. I have 4 dogs and that's really tough. So
yeah,
how's it going?
It's, you know what? I think I love that your show's called Bright Minded because we're trying really hard to stay positive over here. And I guess our bright side is that, you know, Matt and I, my husband, we travel a lot and we spend a lot of time apart. And right now we're forced to be together and be really present and be the only ones doing anything for our kids. And we're fully capable of doing that, you know, and unfortunately it's under really terrible, sad circumstances. But we're trying to look at this time as a gift and be positive. And that doesn't mean every moment is like that because I literally want to pull my hair out being a teacher now, especially a teacher that's suffering with no Wi-Fi, trying to like, you know, stay on top of assignments and join morning meetings. And like, it's insane. But, you know, everyone's in the same boat right now. So I guess, we're capable and we're able, and this is what it is right now. So.
Yeah, I wanted to start with asking you what you asked me in like 2005 or 6.
Did you hear us all like, we can't hear, boo?
Whenever it was fine to do like a little poof in the front of your hair and wear a belt over your t-shirt. So whatever era that was okay, that's when that call is from. And I'm going to fix it down in the edit. Now I've got this thing working like a well-oiled machine. Like I can do my edits. Live is kind of like when people tune into the Instagram live of the show, it's kind of like going to a taping of a talk show. And then now we're working on like editing the episodes and making it feel more like a show. But this is my job that I created for myself because I love to work. I love what I do. I love entertaining. So if I'm unable to do it on the outside, I'll create a way that I can do it on the inside. So I wanted to ask you, because you've got so many things going on, like you've got the hardest job of all, you're a mom, but you've also got a career, you run a brand. Like, how do you balance everything? Ooh. We're getting Hill. We're getting Hill. We're good. We're good. It's not bright-minded without tech difficulties, yeah. It's not my show without tech difficulties.
I'm just gonna move around my house to try to find like one extra bar, which I'm not having any success with.
Right there, you
Also,
look really, really good. Right there is perfect.
this is where I do my makeup, and my arm is like killing me, so I'm gonna just put it in the slot and then start talking with my hands. Hang on, hang on 1 second. Okay.
That's perfect.
So I think the question was just like finding the right team, you know, over the years of all the people that like share my vision of what I want to do. And that's obviously constantly shifting, just like with you. But you know, my main job is being a mom. And so that's what like, I think, you know, that's like the main focus. But I also know that that's not like fully fulfilling for me. Like I have to work. So it definitely comes in shifts, and it takes a lot of like scheduling to have my hands in as many different things as I do. But I think it just comes from passion. Like I've worked since I was 12. I can't not work.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, it's probably from the training that we both have had also of just having so much responsibility. Now they're different responsibilities, but doing school and being the lead of a TV show and touring and having, we had all these responsibilities all the time. So we like to be juggling like a lot more, you know, like balls in the air than anyone else, because we're so used to just having so many things
going on. So it's like a joke in my family that I like to like fill my plate as much as possible. And when shit seems like insanely crazy, I'm like, oh, and let's move. Or, oh, and let's do a remodel.
Exactly.
And everyone's like, what? Exactly I'm like, yes. Or let's get a new dog.
If it gets peaceful, it gets boring to me. So like, you gotta keep it moving. So then, okay, so I was going to ask you, how did you decide, because you asked me on the show, how did you decide what you wanted to be? So starting from the beginning, like how did you know, because I grew up in the industry with my dad, so I watched him on stage. I knew I wanted to do that. What made you know you wanted to be like an entertainer?
I think it started from having a big sister that was like a dancer, and she started going to this like performing arts school. And when I was old enough, I started going there, and we really just went because it was a private school, and we lived in the hill country in San Antonio. And, you know, luckily my parents, you know, really cared about like our education and stuff. So we went to a private school, and I think it was just like, I wanted to be like her, and that was what she was doing. And we started like going on a commercial audition, and I think like escape, not that my life was bad, but just putting myself in someone else's shoes, and playing pretend. I love.
Your Wi-Fi is getting kind of crazy. But okay, so so I wanted to say that I came to your concert when I was 11, and I told you that I wore a plaid skirt and Uggs to the show because you wore a plaid skirt and Uggs. And from the nosebleed seats, I was hoping that you would notice me and be like, "Hey, girl, nice Uggs." I don't know what I was thinking, but I was obsessed with your t-shirt, and it was bedazzled, and it said Nashville, and I immediately went and bought a bedazzler, and I stayed up all night drilling everything that I own, and then I flew to LA like almost immediately so I could audition for Disney, and I ended up getting the role, but the only reason I wanted it was so I could do whatever you did, and so really I don't even think I gave a shit about being an actress or a singer. I was just going to copy you no matter what. So I just want to say, you know, thank you again for like just inspiring me. And I would never be sitting here and being able to be a light if it wasn't for you and you kind of showing me how to do that. So I'm just so happy that I could have you on the show. And I wanted to ask you before we sign off, if there's anything that your stans, your like fan club, which I run. Is there anything that you're working on coming out with, or you just focus on family like right now, like a bunch of us?
So first of all, you're so sweet, and I feel like I've known you for such a long time, and just to hear you say that, I mean, I feel like you have been such a bright light, and you have made so many choices that have been so bold, and you're an inspiration to me and to all of us, and you continue to be. So I can't even believe what you're saying to me. It's so sweet and so kind, but really I think that you know, I totally look to you for inspiration on how to be cool and what to wear and what you're doing and all of this shit. So
Okay, so for my fans to know, you can go from stalking someone behind their tour bus to FaceTiming them live on Instagram. Just kidding, I didn't do that. Or maybe I did. Or maybe I didn't. But you can go from following someone state to state on their tour to them looking up to you. So just follow your dreams.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So I have a couple of things that are going on right now. One is my diaper company, Happy Little Campers, and my fem care line, which is called Vita. Everything's all natural, and so really working on redesigning packaging and getting into all the great stores. So we're available for everyone. It's premium products at premium prices, so it's really for everyone. And really trying to get the word out about natural fem care, because girls aren't educated on that. We're just told how to deal with our periods, not what we should be putting in our bodies.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to be shooting Younger right now, but obviously we're paused from that. And hopefully we'll pick up as soon as we're all able to leave our house.
I will be sending all my prayers to the heavens to make sure that happens sooner than later. Thank you for being on my show. Give a big hug
Miley.
to family, and thank you so much for being on Bright Minded. You're the best.
Yay! I can't believe technology let it happen.
Yes, it did. By a thread, we're hanging, but we're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. You guys, I'm great. Okay, so because we're going a little bit over time, I just kind of maybe think I should end this live and restart so it doesn't cut me off at an hour with Dua. So make sure you join my live again ASAP, or maybe I'll stay on and get warmed. Okay, I'm going to get warmed if it's going to cut me off. I started right at 12:30, so hopefully I can stay on schedule. But when these gals are just like dropping so much wisdom on me, I can't get myself to cut it short. Okay, so now BB Rexa is up next. And I wanted to have BB because I knew that she would be unapologetically true to who she is. She would give amazing advice. We could talk about anything and everything. She is so open. She's always talking directly to her fans about body dysmorphia, mental health issues, using your art and style to reflect your personality. And she's also just pop punk royalty. So it's time to introduce BB Rexa. And here we go. BB Rexa coming next on Bright Minded. Hi!
I put a filter on.
Queen of HQ, queen of Wi-Fi. You look amazing. You look sickening.
Miley,
Welcome.
Miley, I did my makeup for you and my hair.
Oh, I washed my hair for the first time. That's why it kind of looks insane, but that's what you get when you have a mullet. I don't know what else I'm kind of going for.
I love it.
Thank
Can
you.
I just, real quick, I want to tell you, you were just talking to Hillary Duff about how you used to follow her. I literally was obsessed with you. So here we go, you're following. Yeah, I remember when obviously Hannah Montana, but when Party in the USA came out, or when you were in the cage in the music video, I was obsessed with you. Oh my gosh. I was like obsessed when you were like on the stripper pole at one of the awards.
Yes! Well,
so here we are.
I'm literally obsessed with you also. And honestly, BB, like, you were one of my biggest requests to have as a guest. Like, all the fans have been hitting me up about they wanted you on the show. And I think it's because they knew that we would have like a down and dirty, shameless, real conversation. So I'm just happy to have you here sipping and spilling tea. Where's my mug? You know, sips tea.
Oh, how cute. After this quarantine, I want one.
Yeah, I'm going to send you one. I'm making them now. And the t-shirts. So I want to start with talking about mental health because this can be like a super strenuous time mentally. A lot of anxiety, lots of uncertainty. What do you do when you feel yourself going into that rut that once we're in there, it can be so hard to dig ourselves out of?
I have been literally calling everybody I know on I just saw your mom, sorry, comment.
Love you, baby.
Sorry. I have literally just been FaceTiming everybody that I know. And I've been trying to I actually called my therapist yesterday. And we did a call, and I asked her, I said, what can we do in these times? Because I feel like I'm being super hard on myself. Like I feel like I'm not doing anything with my life. Yeah. And she's like, we have to just be super nice to ourselves. And the one thing that helps the most is having somewhat of a schedule. Is that your dog?
My dog said, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So she said to have, I don't know where my dog is. She hates me right now. But she told me to have a schedule. So like wake up and the first thing I do after I wake up is meditate. Yeah. For like 5 minutes. And I am not allowed to like look at the TV. I don't let myself watch TV or anything until like 1 p.m. 1 p.m., yeah. 2 p.m. Because I'll get, or like on my phone, like I usually want to like grab my phone. I think it's about like just forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. Like kind of work out. Like even if you just do some.
Oh my God, I haven't been working out and I have to work out today and I'm dreading
Girl, you don't even know. Like I've been going like pasta, bread.
I can't stop.
Me neither, girl.
I cannot stop. And I'm like, oh, all that's left on the grocery store shelves are chocolate, like Cocoa Crisp for kids. So I'm like, oh, perfect.
Girl, I've been eating cereal. I've been eating Reese's Pieces every day. Like the cereal.
I'm all about cereal. I cannot stop it right now.
Obsessed.
Speaking of like food, and I wanted to know, since you talk about body shaming, you talk about body dysmorphia, you've been really open about that, which helps so many of us. What do you do in this time where it's like we can't really, I love to hike with my friends. I like to work out in a group setting because I'm very competitive. So I see someone else working out. It makes me want to work out even harder. How are you doing in this time of like so much time to go pick ourselves apart? Like last night before I got in the shower, I had this big full length mirror and I totally started bullying myself. Like too much time to bully me. What do you do in those times?
Know that it's okay that everybody's doing it at this time, because I feel like it's okay. Like we're going through such a hard time right now. It's okay to like have a moment like and eat like shit. As long as you pick yourself back up, life is about balance. And I feel like I've done the same thing all week long. I keep complaining about how I love your dog. I have the worst ADD, so I'm like, oop. No, but I think you pick yourself back up, right? I think that, like you said, you're gonna go on the, I'm gonna try to do the elliptical today. But I think it's about knowing that everybody's going through it and just being nice to ourselves. And a lot of times, one thing I've learned is that I tell everybody nice things, like, "Oh, you look so pretty today," or like, "Your hair looks so good. Oh my God, you got so fit." And I'm constantly saying mean things to myself. Like I'm never saying nice things to myself. It's fucking weird. Like if I look at myself in the mirror, I mean, I guess because if you do that, it's like you're a fucking weirdo. Like, oh, you're like, I'm pretty, I'm not. But I try to tell the one thing that I feel like we never learn to do is speak nice to ourselves. So I think right now it's just being really kind to you. Like, yeah, we're going to eat like shit. We're all freaking the fuck out. We're all stuck at home. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We're all scared. We're all anxious. And it's like, you got to just be nice to yourself. Like everybody's, probably eating bad. And if you're working out and killing it, good for you. But, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. I feel like complete shit, but I'm going to try to do some stretching or something today. Just like something small to be nice to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to start small also. And with the new puppy, I run up and down the hill with taking him out. So he's enough exercise, like kind of just chasing the baby around. So I want to talk about, you talked about how mental health and physical health is of equal importance. And I just think that is so crucial to remember that taking care of yourself physically reflects mentally and mentally, physically, like they're just one, right? Like it's all completely connected.
I feel like, did you hear that Will Smith quote that he said that like, a self-love is, what did he say? Basically, he said that like you might eat a slice of pizza. It sounds so funny because I don't follow this, but it is kind of true. Like you might eat a slice of pizza and want the other slice of pizza really badly, but self-love is being like, no, I don't need that other slice of pizza because I'm going to feel like I'm going to so regret it. You know what I mean? And like, I'm going to feel like shit. Or, you know, I don't know. It's just like, I think that taking care of your body or just taking care of yourself, like for me, it reflects mentally on me. Like even if I just do a stretch or whatnot. But I think that a lot of times, we also tend to focus on the physical, but we never focus on like our insides. And if you're not, it's so important to really just, I don't know. I mean, that's such a deeper thing to go into, but they really do go hand in hand. Working out, when I work out, I feel amazing. Like I feel like I can conquer the world, you know?
And it's all like chemical reactions. It's all chemical reactions. It's not like science, I just feel like isn't really mysterious in the way it's like you do something good for yourself, you feel good. You do something bad to yourself, you're going to feel bad about yourself. So it's just do good things, feel good, say bad things. Like you can make yourself chemically feel so much like dopamine release or endorphin release.
Even if
like,
you smile.
You can treat yourself. Yeah.
Like if everybody smiles right now, if you just smile, it actually makes you feel better. Let's smile.
1, 2, 3. I feel better.
I do. I feel great.
I feel much better. So I was wanting to ask you because a lot of people know you as like a pop star, but I remember you doing Warped Tour with my brother and you were like super punk rock. And like, I've always just thought of you as more of like a rock and roll gal. So how would you describe your style? Like, is it a blend between like pop princess and like punk rock queen, or like, what is your style?
I feel like the true me is like more, I love like leather and lace, and like I can tell you love that too. Like that's where I really come from. And I think that throughout being in the industry, I kind of got that stripped away from me a little bit because like I wanted to fit into the trends and be in like this vibe. And I feel like I've slowly been going back there, but I think it's like I think it's glam rock. Like I love glam.
Yeah.
Like I love rock and roll, but I love glamour. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I love what Kim Kardashian wears, you know, but then I also love like what old school rock stars wear, and it's like, could you mash both of them and create a world of it? I would love that. Like,
well, I actually feel like, hold on, I feel like I have these very professional 8x10s because that's the kind of host that I am, and you just said that. Oh well, here's one of you. I love.
Damn, you're really going all out on this, Miley. I'm so proud of you.
I love this picture. So this is like more glam, but let me get this one picture that I have. And yes, I have really creepy printed out photos of you. Hold on. I have really creepy printouts of everyone that's going to be on my show, but no one can see.
That's cute.
So I have this picture somewhere in here of you wearing like, oh, here it is. So you said that you love like what Kim Kardashian wears, but you also love like old rock star kind of like glam.
Like Blondie.
So I feel like that is kind of this. Like you're wearing the Doc Martens, which Kim wouldn't usually be wearing. So you're like more punk on the bottom, but you're like showing body.
You know why, Miley? You know why, Miley? Like I love your body so much, but I could never like have your body like the way that you're just so fit and like I just like it was hard because growing up, like I used to watch Britney and like I loved her body, but like I was always just a thicker, curvier girl, and I can't show like my belly and like I don't know. I just always had like just too much ass and too much thighs. You know what I mean?
So no such thing.
No, but when Kim came out, like she had like those curves, so it made me feel more like I wish I could. Yeah, I felt more accepted. So I have to like, as much as I want to wear like leather pants all the time and just like a sick outfit, like when I try a lot of stuff on, especially with stylists, none of that shit fits my ass. Like none of it.
It's all about the gusset and the crotch. That's what I do. You just put a little stretch in the crotch, do your thing. Listen, well, what Kim has done for you, you've done for so many girls. My dog is chewing my 8x10s. No. But what you've done for your fans, you know, is what Kim's done for this generation. So just thank you so much for showing your body, being who you are, showing your truth. You're so badass, and I look forward to everything that you have coming up and coming out. I'm a big fan. So thank you for being on Bright Minded.
Miley, thank you so much for doing this, by the way. Like, nobody else is really doing this at this level, and you're fucking killing it. So, very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Love
Bibi.
you.
Thanks for joining. All
Bye.
right. Bye, girl. Okay, so we have one more guest that I'm very excited about. And I did not save the best for last because every single woman I've had today is so incredible in their own right. And I feel so fortunate to share my Wednesday with these women. They are legends. And so it's time to wrap up they are all legends. And it is time to wrap up my show and bring out, well, invite to life, the one and the only style icon, dancing queen, pop princess herself, Dua Lipa. So I'm going to grab Dua now. Don't bite my feet. My dog's biting my feet. I'm going to end this live and come right back because it's going to cut me off.